Hello and welcome to the reboot of the Diecast Influencer Race. I'm redoing it all because the other I realized just doing 2-car racing was not very exciting to see, so I decided to redo it. We have 54 drivers, so 14 new ones, and only 40 will make the main event. This is round 1 of 2. We'll have 6 eliminated. Go on. I don't have my timer system up yet, so it's going on how far they make it down the track. The bottom 8 after round 1 will go into matchups, where the 2 winners from each matchup will make it to round 2. Now, let's go ahead and get on with the qualifying. First up, we have Chris Lowley from TUNETRAX Racing in the 1985 Honda CRX. Chris made it into the original and was doing pretty well. This is a very fast car as he is flying. Oh, almost flipped there, and he will stall out. Next up, we have Racing Jason, also from TUNETRAX, in the 2015 Dodge Charger Drift. Now, we'll probably have more than 8 cars not finished, so yeah. It's Jason. His car was fast, and it looks like he'll start line from Chris. Next up, we have our first new driver, Randy, the Tooth Fairy Jr. from Silverback Racing. He's in the 2017 Camaro ZR1. Randy, that Camaro's flying. Slows down over there, but he'll make it on down. Alright, next up we have returning driver Jim D from Indiana Diecast Racing in the 1986 Monte Carlo. This car is not very fast and it is kind of unpredictable, but he is back in it. And he's going good through. Oh, and there goes, he flipped. Next up we have Adrian Boyer from Mini Mafia Motors in the 1985 Camaro IROC. In the original, he just started to be pretty good, so let's see how he does here. Yeah, he flipped. Next up, we have Josh Pulver from Rust Belt Racing in 1982 Dodge Rampage. He was very, very good in the original series. I forgot to mention, all the drivers get 2 runs, 1 from each lane. As Josh got up on the wall there, he will make it on down to the finish. Next up, we have a new driver, Louise Dip from Legacy Diecast Racing in the Jaguar XZ-S3 Project 8. This car is very, very fast, so expect him to be doing very well. As he is going through there, and he goes off right on the final straight. Next up, we have John Miller from Red Stripe Racing in the 2015 Dodge Challenger Drift. Charger and Challenger Drift. John, also in the original series, was also very fast, as he's making it down in reverse. Next up, we have David Davis from the Tiny Hot Rods Association in the Honda Civic. David does the series Let's Meet the Driver, I believe it's called, where he and the Diecast Influencer have a conversation. I was on it if you want to go check it out. He makes it down the track. Next up, we have the V-Man from Norman Byrne Racing in the Mercedes-Benz 500. He was very, very good in the first season. Let's see if he can keep it up in season 2, as he is, well, the reboot, as he got a little loose through there, but he'll make it on down. Next up, we have Aaron Bird from Hot Wheels Calgary in the Aston Martin 177. Now, originally, he was driving in the 1980 El Camino, but that car struggled in the lane track, so I decided to switch it out. He is now in this Aston Martin, which is a very good casting, as he will stop right over there. Next up, we have the Crazy Canuck from Light Knuckle Motoring in the Shelby Cobra. This car is very fast, but also very unpredictable, as Looks like he is not going full speed like he was. Looks like he will make it on down. Alright, next up we have Edge from Slingshot 360 Racing in the 2010 Ford Mustang. Now if you've been with me for a while, I did a Facebook Live series. This car was very fast and oh, he flips, that's not gonna be good. Matthew Holding up next for the World Cup of Diecast in the Nissan GTR R35. Matthew was a part of the original series. He did have a pretty good car, so let's see if we can continue that momentum as he flipped. Next up, we have Josh Miller from FORSIXS Racing in the 1998 Subaru Impreza. Now, Josh originally had the Porsche Outlaw, but that car was extremely slow, so I switched out for the Subaru, as he is flying. The Subaru, this type of Subaru, oh, he goes off the track. Next up, we have Cole Pierce from GOAT 164 Racing in the custom Honda. I don't know how well this car will do, because it's very, very small. As there he goes. And there he goes. He flipped. Next up, we have Daniel Herman from Buda Hills Racing Complex. He was in the qualifiers for the original, but he didn't make it. Oh yeah, I forgot he's in the 1970 Camaro. Let's see if he can make it this time. So he's a little slow through there. And, oh, that was kind of crazy, right? Next up, we have Mike Mays from OTR Diecast Racing in the Porsche 934. Mike, that is not the fastest, but he is very good at getting down the track. And he did very, very well in the original as... Oh! There he goes. Next up, we have Sharky from VULCAN Raceway in the 1976 Greenwood Corvette. Sharky also didn't make Season 1. Originally had a Volkswagen Beetle. That car was not very good, so I switched out. As this Greenwood Corvette is definitely a lot better. And so he'll make it on down. Next up, we have Ivanator from Thunderloo Raceway in the 1996 Lexus. This car, well, it is pretty good. It's a metal on metal. Very old casting, though. As he was doing 180 going in reverse. It's all over the place, and it'll come stop behind Jim. Next up, we have Jon Snow from RAMU Diecast Racing in the 2014 Corvette Stingray. John was also, when we did this, was doing very well as he flips. Next up, we have Richard Good from Main Street Races in the Porsche Taycan. Richard, along with John, was also starting to do very well. Let's see how he does as... Oh, he got on the wall, but he's continuing down very, very slowly. There Richard will make it on down. Next up, we have Frank Klein from Red Pill Racing, the Jaguar XJ220. I recognized him from the bot maker doing extremely fast builds. Oh, looks like he slowed through there. All teams kind of have a rivalry. He knocked out one of my cars in 2019 season of King Mountain. I knocked out his Miata for Transport's Miatas at the crest, so we're kind of even. Speaking of Miatas, next up we have Matthew Perez from Gravity Tracks Grand Prix in the 1991 Mazda Miata. Perfect timing, I guess. Matthew originally had a blue Miata, but that car was very slow. And so during the middle of the season, I replaced with the orange one as he was going very fast through there. Next up we have Levi Lone Star from Live Young Diecast and the Lancer Delta Integrale. He was also doing very well as that Lancia is doing very good and he flipped there with Ivan. Next up, we have Mark Edgerton from MNM Racing League in the 2020 Jaguar F-Type. Mark is also starting to do very well. Let's see if he can, in this new season, get a better start as he will make it down all the way. Next up, we have Romeo from KCLH Racing in the Nissan Leaf. Now you might be asking, KCLH does a lot of builds. No, not really until, well, they have a track of their own and are starting very soon. So I decided to include that, as Romeo is flying on down and he'll make it. Next up, we have Dale Alexander from Bay City Racing in the Corvette C8. Dale originally had a Mercedes 500L, but he did not do very well in that car, so I replaced it with this Corvette, which he usually drives over at Wallside, so I just decided it would be fitting. As Dale, oh, there he goes. Next up, we have Andy from ZELDA Diecast Racing in the 1996 Porsche Carrera. Andy has a very fast car, but kind of unpredictable, as, oh, he flips. That's not gonna be good. Next up, we have Aaron Yonder from the Junkyard Joust in the 1970 Toyota Celica. If you like demolition, and if you like to see cars fly, I highly suggest you check him out. His channel is very good, as Aaron is coming down pretty well in that Celica. And he's on the wall, but he'll make it down. Next up, we have John Tran from Transport Racing in the 1989 Mazda Savannah RX-7. John was doing pretty good in the original, so let's see how he does here, as he does a spin move and stops over there. Next up, we have Bolo Brown from Miniature Car Racing. Bolo didn't make it and was originally driving a 1967 Chevelle, but that car was not very good, so I switched it out to the car he drove during my Facebook Live series, which is the Corvette C6, as Bolo makes all the way. Next up, we have Mark Taylor from Riley's Racing DRC in the triumphant TR6. Riley was also in the qualifiers for the original, but he missed out, and this was also his original car. Oh, he got on the wall though, and there he goes off track. Next up, we have Marcus Firegun from the Canadian Driving Club 1933 Ford Lowboy. I'm not really sure how well this car will do during the racing, because it's the lightest car in the tournament. Also, it has those open wheels. So I do have a backup car ready in case those bend. So Marcus will make it down though. Next up, we have JD ELST from the Cliff International driving in the 69 Copro Camaro. JD was not doing so well in the original, so let's see if he can get that turned around. And that's not a good start for him. Next up, we have Crumb Bum from Crummy Racing in the Custom 2011 Camaro. This car was also in my Facebook Live series and was very fast. So let's see how it does, and it flipped. There goes Ivan again. Next up, we have Glenn Holding from Re-Race Diecast in the 1971 Datsun 510. He was originally in the Datsun Fairlady Z, but that car was not very good, so I switched it out for this other Datsun. It looked like he just did a flip there, as Glenn will make it on down. Next up, we have Dave from Re-Race Diecast in the 2019 Kia Stinger. He made it into the opening season, but this car is fast but also kind of unpredictable. So let's see how he does. He'll make it on down. Very good run from Dave. Next up, we have Crazy Jeff from Cold Wheels Racing in the Lamborghini Veneno. They all kind of a new channel. Also, this car was also in my Facebook Live series, so it was also very fast, so I expect this to do really well as Crazy Jeff, and there he goes off the track. Next up, we have DALEVIS Jenkins Jr. from Commotion Diecast. I don't know why it's not on there. in the 1969 Camaro. He was in the original qualifiers but missed out. What the heck they just did there? I think he just did a fancy flip. As I was saying, he was in the original qualifiers but missed out. We'll make on down, at least he's into round 2. Next up, we have Luther Church from War on Ice 64 in the Porsche 9488. He did make it, but he wasn't doing so well, so let's see if he can get it turned around, as he's going down reverse all over the place. But hey, at least he made it down to the end. Next up, we have JEFE from JEFE Speedway in the 2016 Lamborghini Centenario Roadster. Let's see how this car will do. Well, it was also in my Facebook Live series, got the first ever win of that whole thing, so let's see if it does well here, and there he goes off the track. Next up, we have Triple B from Cheap Thrills Racing in the Muscle Unblown. It was also in the original. Well, this car was not very fast, but it is smooth and consistent. So I let him keep the car, as he is making it on down, and he'll get it on down there. Next up, we have Malice from Caribbean Diecast Racing in the McLaren F1. Malice was doing pretty well in the tournament, in the season, so let's see if he can do well here as he spins out. But he keeps enough speed going into the fast straightaway, and there he goes off the track. Next up, we have SHAUN DELONG from Code 3 Motorsports in the Ford GT40. He also was in my Facebook Live series. He did extremely well in that. Not driving his original car though, as he's making, and there he goes. Next up, we have Eric Z from Sonia Diecast Racing. Eric is in the Corvette Grand Sport Roadster. He was also in the qualifiers for the original season, but this car was very unstable, but fast, and he didn't make it. But this time, he'll make it into round 2. Next up, we have Phil Fury from Chaos Canyon, the Nissan Skyline R34. He originally had the Nissan GTR R35 Liberty Walk, but that had something wrong with it, so I gave him an R34. As that car is very fast, and he'll make it on down. Next up, another driver from Chaos Canyon, Jacked Up, is in the Bentley Continental Supersport. This car is very fast, so I expect him to do very well here. He was doing pretty well in the original before this restart, as he is. Oh, there goes Ivan again. He should probably move. Next up, we have Steve Stevenson, also from Chaos Canyon, the Aston Martin V16 Roadster. This car is extremely fast, as you see right there, so I think he'll do very well. And that's Steve going down, and he'll make it. Next up, we have Josh Schneider from Next Gen Diecast in the 2018 Bentley Continental. This car was kind of a surprise for me. I didn't think it would do very well, but he did in the original, and it's very fast, as you can see, as he'll make it move on round 2. Next up, we have Dallas Stevens from Meal Ticket Raceway in the 2015 Mazda Miata. Like Triple B, it's not the fastest car, but he is smooth and consistent with it. As there goes Dallas on down, and he'll spin out, but he's still in. Next up, we have Gabriel Millan from Silver Fox Racing, the 1994 Bugatti. Gabriel was really good original. This car is fast, as he got a little loose there, but he'll make it on down. Next up, we have Dr. Paul from my team in the 2006 GTO. He doesn't really appeal that much, but in the original I had to fill one more place, so I gave it to him. He also switched out from the Plymouth Barracuda to the GTO. as he is making it on down, and he'll be in. Follow up, call up, it's me in the 1969 Boss 302. Hey, I'm an influencer, I had to put myself in. As I am making it down. I don't know why I got so loose there, but alright, there we go. Now time to move on to the bottom 8 races. First up, we have Jon Snow in the inside. Then we have Mike Mays. The back row, we have Cole Peters. And then Edge. Alright, here we go. Race 1. It's first to win 2 races. It says John and Cole getting out ahead. Oh, Cole's trying to pass. He spins as John flips. There's Mike and Edge. Trying that again. Jon Snow gets out ahead once again. Cole Peters close behind that Honda. He's right on him now. There goes John. Here comes Cole. And I'll count that. Cole gets a point on board. There's Mike, and I don't know where the heck Edge went. Alright, Mike's on the front row with Edge. Then John moves to the back with Cole. Here we go. Race 2. That is Mike out ahead with John drafting. Mike slows down right through there. John trying to pass. John slows down. Oh, John's coming, but Mike Mays will get... Oh, there's Cole and Edge. Next up, we have Edge, and then Cole on the front row, then Mike and John in the back. Edge showing that's the speed of that Mustang. He is flying down the track. And, oh, he flipped. There's Cole. Where's the... Oh, there they are. Trying that again. That is Edge out ahead once again. Cole trying to get closer. Oh, John just... No, not John, sorry. Edge spin. Oh, he spun again. Here comes John. Slams into him. But Edge will take it. I don't know why there's no picture, but that is Cole out ahead. Edge right behind. There goes Edge. Here comes, and there goes Cole. And Mike just stops. Trying that again. That is Cole this time out ahead. Oh, John and Cole both flipped, and Edge just gets pushed off, scooped off the track by John. John will get it. They're all in the original starting positions. Whoever wins this will make it to round 2. As I think Edge just flipped. John's way out ahead. There he goes off the track. Mike's out. Edge with the move. Looks like Edge goes off the track. Mike Mays will be in. Sorry to the other 3. Next up, we have Adrian Boyer and Sean DeLong on the front row. Then Andy and JD ELST in the back. That is Adrian out ahead. And Andy goes for the pass on the inside. Well, he goes off. JD moves Adrian out of the way. There goes JD getting one on the board. No, where everyone else went. We have Sean DeLong and JD on the front row. Then Adrian and Andy in the back. That is Sean getting out ahead with Adrian right behind him. Trying to make a move. Adrian gets flipped by Sean, and Sean just stops. And there goes JD. Andy is just stopped up there. Trying that again. That is Sean out ahead. Adrian spins. I don't know where the heck JD and Andy are, but Sean is doing his qualifying lap basically again. He's all alone, and he'll get a point on the board as... Oh, there's Andy. I don't know where the heck JD is. Or Adrian. No picture again, but JD gets out ahead. Sean close behind. JD spins. Sean and Andy go by. Oh, Andy slows down. Here goes Sean. Sean gets sideways. Andy goes off the track, and Sean will make it in round 2. Sorry for JD, Adrian, Andy, Edge, Cole, and Jon Snow. Here's the matchups going into round 2. I will see you all then. Bye-bye.